Aortic Hope, and this is the week in review for the week of January 12th, 2026. We're going to talk about all the things that happened on Aortic Hope on the website for the last week. But before I begin, please take a moment and click the like button on your screen. That is how we get more viewers. And also hit that donate button. We're a 501c3 that is run completely with volunteers and donations. So to continue our important work of supporting survivors and aortic dissections and aneurysms and surgery and their caregivers and families, we need donations to keep things going. So please take a moment and make a donation, small, large, whatever you can afford or wish to do, so we can continue working for you. So let's take a look at what we've done. Now, when you come to the first page, this is the homepage of aortichope.org. You will see this is where you can actually download the copies of our patient guides. We have two different patient guides, one with aortic disease, all about what happens before, during, and after surgery, and all the things that you need to know. People can order individuals. You can download them as PDFs. If you're med professionals, you can do bulk order forms for your office or for the hospital that you're in to give to your patients as well. And there is no charge. So that's the dissection. Then we also have it in Spanish. And we have another book called the Aortic Patient Guide for Aortic Aneurysms. All right, that also is very important. And you can get that at the links are here on our website. So let's continue on and start seeing what we did this week. So on Monday, it's Medical Monday. Oop, here we go. And this Monday, last Monday on the 12th, we were talking about who's at higher risk for aortic disease. So let's go on and see what our doctors talked about. So, because you can have a better understanding will help you know what you can do for yourself and your family if you have any of these conditions that can cause aortic disease. First on our list is connective tissue disorders. There are several of those. And the most common that we talk about is the Marfan syndrome. It is genetic, and basically it is long tissues and joints. 1 in 5,000 people can have this. Going to be tall, have extra long limbs, flexible joints, and possibly other distinctive eye and skeletal features. Think of Abe Lincoln, how tall he was and how long his fingers and his hands were. He may have had Marfan's. So that's the type of thing that we look for. So connective tissue is very important in the aorta. And if it's lengthened, it makes it more prone to stretching and tearing. Because when it lengthens, it gets thinner. So it's very important. You should read about this, come to the site, and read more about Marfan's. We also have Loeys-Dietz. It's a different genetic condition. It affects 5 different genes instead of 1, and it's rarer than Marfan's at approximately 1 in 5,000. It has a little different characteristics. People with the syndrome often exhibit wide-set eyes, a cleft palate, and a propensity to twisted arteries. So this can also result in more severe problems with the aorta than even Marfan's. So it can also result in a tear, which is a dissection, when the aorta is smaller than in people with Marfan's. Third, we have the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a vascular type of condition, and that's VEDS, vascular Ehlers-Danlos. It is rare, but 1 in 20,000 or 1 in 50,000. They don't know exactly, but it's a gene involved in collagen production, which strengthens tissues in your body. So the primary symptoms, you have fragile skin, it may appear translucent, bruising easily, and fragile blood vessels. So when they're so fragile, people with VEDS are at increased risk of an arterial dissection or rupture. What do you do for all these things? Get your annual echoes or cardiac MRIs to measure your aortic diameter. So don't miss those appointments. Managing your blood pressure, that's always our first line of defense for all aortic disease, but especially when you're at higher risk. Keeping your blood pressure under control reduces stress on the aorta, which then keeps it healthier. And stay away from high impact activities such as contact sports or heavy lifting or even roller coasters with a lot of G's, right? G forces. So another cause of aortic disease is the bicuspid aortic valve. So that's the valve at the base of the aorta, where at the top of the heart, where the blood enters into the aorta, and it's called bicuspid because most valves have three little leaflets. It looks kind of like a peace sign, okay, right? One up here and two down there. But the bicuspid has only two. So, and that's only 1 to 2% of the population. So it does not work as well. Sometimes it leaks and so on. And so it can increase your risk for by 8 to 10 times of developing an ascending aortic aneurysm than the general population. So this is because of the way it flows through the valve. So what do we do? Once again, get those tests done. And once you do have them, make sure you go for your regular testing. Don't miss those appointments. And maintain blood pressure. Sounds familiar. Often a BAV will be surgically repaired, especially when the ascending aorta has an aneurysm as a result, and it gets larger than 5.5 centimeters, which normally is the point where they want to start doing surgery. Until then, if you're in the 4 range, 4, 5, 4, 8, whatever, you make sure you have those regular scans to keep track if it is growing. Many people, they don't grow, but then keep track of it. And if it does get to that point, your physician may recommend you to go see a surgeon and have it fixed surgically. Also, have all first-degree relatives, parents, siblings, and children screened. They should have an echocardiogram to see if their valves are okay. Just like that's the important thing about think aorta and think family. We always need to check family members, as many of the causes of aortic disease are genetic. And we want to make sure the rest of our family is healthy. Turner syndrome, another condition. This is affects females, about 1 in 2,500 females. Females and women that are born with it are generally small in stature and may have various congenital heart defects. So they, up to 40% with Turner syndrome, can have cardiovascular malformations, including the bicuspid valve, a narrowing of the aorta, and an increased risk of dissection. So more commonly seen at the root and the ascending. So what do we do for that? Cardiac assessment, get tested, regular imaging, all right, throughout their lifetime. So this is with kids too. So we need to check them early. So if you have that syndrome, you want to make sure your children especially are checked. And then they should be checked regularly throughout their life. Blood pressure, I don't have to repeat that again. And if you have Turner syndrome, you'll need special care during pregnancy, as their risk of experiencing aortic dissection increases significantly. And as we've said, screening saves lives. Very, very important that you follow up regularly, and because often these aortic diseases, they go unnoticed. We don't know. Many of them are found by accident when you're having other screenings, or if you have something else and you get a CT and they find it. So you need to have the regular screening and do that on a regular basis. So if you have a high-risk condition, know your measurements, keep track of changes over time. We need to be self-advocates, so you need to keep this information written down somewhere in a file. Keep the reports. You should get the reports from your doctor or the hospital. I have mine. I have a book that I carry around with all of my reports in case I'm traveling and something happens. I can give that to the emergency room personnel in a hospital, and they have everything they need to know about my background and my condition. But know your measurements, keep the imaging, okay, and get that stuff. I've said it how many times, don't skip your appointments, control your blood pressure, know your history and your family, Encourage all your relatives to be screened. Work with specialists who know about your condition. Okay, you will probably have to seek out a specialist besides your general practitioner, your PCP, in order to take care of these conditions. Avoid the high-risk activities again. And here we go. Number 7, carry medical information about your condition. Kind of like I knew that was there. Okay, so that was Medical Monday. That was a big one. Let's go on to Topic Tuesday. So what is an aneurysm? We've been talking about it with the conditions. So what exactly is an aneurysm? Now, if you look at this picture here on the screen, you'll see this is the aorta. The aorta. So your heart is very shadowy back here, showing where the aorta comes down and connects to your ventricle in the back of the heart on the the right side. This is your left. This is your right. Remember, you're looking at the person. It's often very confusing. So this is the left and that is the right. So that's the aorta exiting the heart. And that's the ascending right here. And there's your aortic arch, which has blood vessels that connect to your carotids, that go up to your brain, and also the subclavians that go down each arm. And then it comes down here, it makes a turn, and this is your descending aorta, okay? And it goes and the thoracic, they can call it, and it will travel all the way down past your kidneys, and this is your abdominal aorta, where it then splits open and then goes to the femorals down through your legs. So this is a normal looking aorta. It's long and thin, it looks like a hose, and it's pretty straight. But an aneurysm, here we go, is when you get a bulge, and very similar to if you get a little bulge in your garden hose, or if you ever have one of those bulges on your tire on a car where you've maybe curbed your tire and then it causes an injury on the inside of the tire and the belt slips and then it gets a big bubble in it. That's an aneurysm, okay? Abdominal, the same thing. These are at the base and those are down towards your belly. Now, just so you know, the aorta does pretty much run down your back, okay? It's not in the front. All your organs are in the front. So this makes a turn and runs down between your shoulder blades and along the spine. So that's, we just kind of defined it. The aneurysm occurs when a section of the aorta begins to bulge or stretch. The types, 2 main types, the AAA, the abdominal aortic aneurysm. A lot of people mistake that for ascending aortic aneurysm. That would be a TAAA, thoracic aortic, ascending aortic aneurysm. But the abdominal, so that forms and runs through through your abdomen, right? And then the thoracic aortic aneurysm, that's the ones that are in your chest and upper central body area, okay? So typically, aneurysms are silent. We don't really know they are. Most of them are found by accident, but they can be symptomatic for some people, especially if they get larger and they may, as I said above, they may affect nearby organs. So it may press on a throat or something like that. So you may have constant pain in the chest, back, or abdomen. Okay. Constant pulsating feeling in the belly, maybe shortness of breath, coughing, or trouble swallowing. That's the throat. And possibly sudden severe pain, dizziness, or fainting. When that happens, you should always seek out emergency care. So what do we do? How do we treat them? Much like on Monday, regular monitoring with imaging tests for smaller aneurysms, right? They're when they're just growing, but you want to keep track of them. You'll get medications to control blood pressure and reduce stress on the aorta. We're going to have, if you have aortic disease, you need to have lower blood pressure than is what normal. We need to be down in the lower numbers, okay? And then the last thing is to have surgery or endovascular repair. Surgery would be open, like open heart or open, the abdominal where they cut your skin and go in, or endovascular is where they go in through your groin and just then take a line up your aorta till they get to the problem and fix it from the inside. Less invasive. A lot more of that being done. So early detection through routine checkups will prevent complications and save lives. So know the signs, know what that seems like, and especially if you have relatives that have aneurysms or have had dissections, be sure to follow up with your physician. Now you can download a copy of the patient guide here, right? And help spread awareness. Ace your healthcare journey by advocating, communicating, and educating. Awareness saves aortas, period. We love acronyms. ACE, right? Advocating, communicating, and educating. ASAP, everybody can remember. ASAP, awareness saves aortas, period. Very important. We then had a Survivor series. If you've never watched our Survivor series, you should. There's many, many of them on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@aortic And this was a replay for Joyce Karambot, and it's a wonderful story. They are all inspiring because these are all survivors. All right, so if you're new to this, you watch these and see that that survival is real. Not dying is we see so much living. Let's leave it at that. So read about it and see her and watch it and watch many of the others. I have one and many, many other people do. And if you're interested, you can contact us and let us know that you're interested in doing a Survivor series. And we'll make an appointment to record you and let you tell your story. And it can be 10 minutes or it can, hey, when I did mine, I think it was an hour and 20 minutes. I just talk. Okay. It's kind of me. So, but every story is great and they all give us inspiration. Check them out on YouTube. Share with you Sunday that the Aortic Hope podcast. Do you like podcasts? I'm not big on them yet. I've tried, but a lot of people love podcasts. They're great to listen to when you're exercising and walking, just doing chores, whatever, that you might as well constantly learn. So the Cleveland Clinic has a podcast called Love Your Heart. Isn't that great? And their goal is to help you learn more about your heart and vascular disease and conditions affecting your chest. Recently, their topic was managing aortic aneurysms. So you can follow this link here. Remember, these are all in the blog, and it'll take you right to the podcast. So you want to learn. I love to continually learn. I am a teacher by background, and learning is important. So while you're here and you're on our website and looking around and reading some of these articles, it'd be nice of you to stop at the Hope Shop. This is over here. This is all items that are sold in our Hope Shop, and it's a great way to support us as well. If you just don't want to make a straight donation, you can purchase some of these, especially if you're a patient. These are important items to help identify the fact. I have 2 of these in my car, the help belts. I have one on each seat belt. And they wrap around your seatbelt and identify that you either have an aneurysm or that you've had a dissection. And on the inside is a pocket where I keep a list with all of my medications and my physicians. So if I am in an accident and I'm really not conscious or just not really talking, the first responders can open this up. They know what they are and get information out of there, which can really help. We also have magnets. Then we have the Aortic Hope Shop. Okay, these are hot links right here, the swag order. These are the Hope Shop here. We have a lot of wearables, t-shirts, hoodies, aprons, stickers, and usables, mugs, and water bottles. They're all great. I have several. And this, again, about that ACE, to educate people. All right. And then we have another Teespring shop with more t-shirts, tanks, phone cases, masks, beach towels, fanny packs. And then we also, if you really want a beautiful jacket, we have these aortic denim jackets to wear with the beautiful Aortic Hope logo on the back. And of course, here we have links to our patient guide for dissection. And you can get a card for charity gift giving. And also, our patient awareness posters. I was at the hospital yesterday visiting someone, and I left these at the nurse's station. for them to give out or to post around so people can understand, find Aortic Hope when they need it. And then we collaborate also with Lawrence Hope, and they produce for us ID bracelets and necklaces, letting people know that you have an aortic disease. And they hold a lot of information, whatever you like to put on there. Very important. All these items, we get a small part of that for our fundraising. And then also, if you buy these things and you like to round up your purchase, so let's say it's $17.75, you round it up to 18, we'll get that quarter, and every penny helps. So take a look. There's some great stuff there. The last thing I want to talk about, well, second to last, are the events. This is also on the aortichope.org. So those of you who want to join support groups, this is where the calendar is and links to those and links to sign up. If you haven't signed up, this is where you do it for support groups, because you want to get on the email list. You have to get a live link to those meetings. They're private. They're not recorded. Once you do sign up, you don't ever have to sign up again. Okay, only one time is all it takes. So we have meetings just for caregivers, for survivors and caregivers. We have a Canadian group for those in Canada. Their healthcare is different. The Spanish group is coming, and we also have a bereavement group that meets every other month. So this is great stuff. Look here, and there's also some other things on here, events as well, besides the support groups, like the weekend reviews. We have Aortic Athletes coming up on the 21st, a couple days, with an interview with Dr. Nate Mousson and Professor Mark Haykowski, who are leading Canadian researchers in aortic disease and exercise. And a lot of questions on that on the forums about exercise. You might want to tune in. This will be posted sometime on Wednesday by 8 o'clock on the Ahtv YouTube channel. So you can look at that Wednesday night. And or maybe Thursday. Okay, you may want to give us a day to get that up there, but it will show. We have the weekend review. We also have WISE, Women Inspiring Support and Empowerment. That's a great group for women to talk about aortic disease and just talk about things that, sometimes women just want to talk with women and men want to talk with men. So we have Ask a Doctor. That's sometimes a live program where you can ask a doctor things, or it may be recorded and we'll send out a survey and you can send in questions. So all the events, take a look here, and all times are Eastern time. So whether it's Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight, that time of year, everything here is listed Eastern. So you do need to adjust if you are in a different time zone. Before we go, I would like to thank our sponsors. These are the people that keep us going as well. They're large contributors. We have Cook Medical. We innovate and manufacture quality medical devices to improve lives and focus on bringing compelling products to market and keep existing ones relevant. With headquarters in Bloomington, Indiana, and global manufacturing facilities, they aim to increase the impact worldwide. Also, Edwards Life Sciences is a global leader of patient-focused medical innovations for structural heart disease and critical care monitoring. Okay, you can read about them as well. They love their patients. Very, very important companies, especially for people with heart disease. Also, we are supported by Doherty, Sella, and Keene. It's a law firm, national law firm dedicated to representing individuals seeking Social Security disability benefits. Another great topic in our forums. Can I get disability? Has anybody else applied? Typically, in order to get disability, it's a very difficult road to go down. So legal assistance is really important. These folks here, they specialize in it, and they work with us, and they understand what needs to be said for people with aortic disease to help you get disability if that is necessary. Okay, Heart Valve Voice US, and then there's the Run for Aortic Health. Also, if you want to get active, again, we are all volunteers here. The whole group is run by volunteers. Nobody is paid. So you could be a hope ambassador to spread hope and awareness in your community, which is important. Do the Survivor Series, the posters. We'll send them to you. You can take them and brochures to your local first responders, okay? Just take an afternoon and visit some fire stations and hand those out. I've done that. They're very appreciative of these, and they will hang them up in their fire stations for the first responders to see. You can drop them off at the police department as well. They'll put them up in break rooms or areas and meeting rooms and so on for people to see. They're very, very helpful because aortic disease is often misdiagnosed, and we want people to think aorta, okay, as well. So I want to thank you very much for joining me in the week in review, and I want to wish you a great rest of your week, and I will see you later in the forums.